So when we talk about algebraic terms, we want to be able to group terms that are exactly the same. So we're going to combine like terms. To do that, we need to figure out how many pieces we have of each. So these brackets represent groups of things. So 8 groups means we have to distribute that 8 groups into the brackets. So I have 16 A's plus 64 B's plus, need to distribute that in, 2 A's, I'm taking away 6 B's. Make sure that it can interpret that sign as minusing everything in the brackets. So I'm going to minus 3 A's. I'm going to minus a negative B. That means I'm going to add B. Okay, so when I combine my like terms, I have 16 plus A minus 3A. That's going to give me 15 A's. So I add 64 plus 6 B's, or sorry, minus 6 B's is 58. Plus 1 B gives me 59 B. So that's it. I can't combine the A's and B's because we cannot count them the same. These are counting. Adding is counting, and we count A's separately from B's. So when we're doing equations, you need to be able to draw the equation. So I'm going to draw the equation over here. So this is 3x. I'm going to use algebra tiles. You could use some other model if you like. So here's my 3x's. I have negative 4 ones. That's going to be balancing 5 x's. And 6 ones. So solving this, I'm going to move my x's to the right hand side. So I'm going to take away 3 x's here. I'm going to take away 3 x's here. I'm going to take away the 6 ones from the right hand side. And take away 6 ones from the left hand side. Again, you have to show me opposites and balance. So I end up with negative 10 is equal to 2x. Show me the opposite. 2 divide by 2 divide by 2. I end up with negative 5 is balancing 1x. Here I have a fraction. Now we can deal with the fraction if we like, but if we want to get rid of that fraction, we just want to get rid of that divide by 3 with a times by 3. So if I times by 3, the times 3 divide 3 and times 3 cancel, so I'm just left with 2x. But I have to remember I have to make everything in this balance 3 times bigger. That's going to be a plus 3 plus 3x minus 6 ones. I'm going to put all the x's on the right hand side by subtracting, showing me opposites. Okay, and balance. Okay, so you need to demonstrate the opposites and balance because that's what I'm marking. Okay, the answer really is secondary to the whole process. Okay, so x equals 9 in this case. These ones are just a little bit more involved. There's a few more steps, which means we just need to be a little bit more organized. One way to stay organized is we can combine our like terms when we get the chance. So I'm going to get rid of my brackets and then combine my like terms on the left hand side. Remember that when you have a negative in front like this, a minus in front, we need to distribute with that minus. So I'm going to do minus 2x minus negative 5 is plus 5, or sorry, plus 10 because we have 2 groups of 5. Okay, and then we can combine our like terms here. So 3x minus 18 is equal to negative x plus 10. So I'm going to get rid of that minus x with a plus x. I'm going to get rid of that minus 18 with a plus 18. So I end up with 4 x's on this side. The 18's cancel. I'm going to end up with 28 on this side. The x's cancel. I'm going to divide both sides by 4. And I end up with x equals 7. Okay, again, showing all your steps, showing me the opposites, and showing me balance. So here we have, again, lots of terms here, so I want to distribute. And again, really, there are lots of different ways we can really do this. Okay, so if you see some other ways to do it, as long as you're keeping it balanced, it's going to be okay. Now, I'm looking at this here, and really, there's nothing those brackets really aren't doing anything. We could do this two ways. We could either combine the like terms inside the square brackets, then distribute, or we can distribute all three terms. So either way is fine. Depending on how you organize things, I might want to combine those like terms, then distribute. But let's try this. We can just distribute as well. Okay, so we get 3x plus 6 plus 24. And that's really the same as making this into 10 and distributing it in times by 3 after, because 6 plus 24 is going to be 30 anyways. Okay, so now that I got rid of brackets, now it's a little bit easier to group everything together, so I'm going to do that first. So I don't want to do too many steps, especially when there are lots of terms in here that I've got to keep track of. Okay, so I got 3x on this side, and 30 minus 22 is plus 8. Okay, so I'm going to subtract 8, I'm going to add 6x, Okay, do my counting here. 9 x's on this side, x's all cancel. I end up with 27 on this side. And again, make sure you're doing this carefully because there's lots now to keep track of. So divide by 9, divide by 9. So my answer becomes x equals 3. Okay, so again, these ones, you should really be doing these on your own and checking these solutions after. Okay, so make sure that you're not just following and watching me do it. This is not a spectator sport here. You need to actually do it, do the steps, have your mind think about how to keep track of it, and making sure that you are practicing those skills, because without the practice, it's not going to be very easy to do, especially on a test. Okay, so we're going to times by 2 to get rid of that divide by 2. So I'm going to get 3x. And again, I need to make sure I keep it balanced by making everything 2 times bigger. Okay, and then I'm going to move all the x's to one side, move all the 1's to the other side. I've got balance. Okay, end up with 1x on this side. Now, if you want to keep track of your 0 pairs like that, so we get 1x is equal to 4.